Hello and welcome back. I am setting up October. I'm recording this a bit late for you, but in part that's because I am in a new journal for October. I am looking forward to sharing the setup for this new journal with you soon, but for now, here's October. You may notice that the illustrations are the same as from September, and that's because I guess a few reasons. One, I really enjoyed those illustrations and was looking forward to having more of them. And two, Annie of Mirth and Reverence has been sharing some Mabon readings and thoughts and reflections, and really just lined up with what my goal for this new journal is, which is to spend a lot of time reflecting and journaling in it. And so I wanted to keep up this Mabon theme that I have. I will probably start changing things up as we get really close to Samhain, twist things a little. I have decided to add in some more pumpkins. Just a quick comment here on what I was doing. October there, I lettered in with a Pinsent sign pen with a flexible tip. And then here you're seeing me try multiple white pens. I colored the black of this goose in with a Tombow brush pen and N25, and the ink did not want to sit on top, so I ended up using metallic ink to go over it. So yeah, as part of this I'm setting up my monthly here, and I did decide to just keep the same monthly layout as last month, where I have different columns along the more traditional writer carol monthly for myself, for my spouse, for my family, for Instagram, and then including my gratitude on here. Again, I'm still just kind of struggling with having multiple places to flip every day, and so if I can keep it all together, I am being more consistent and filling it out. So one thing that's taking me a little while with this new journal is that the spacing is once again different. This will become really evident when I set up my weekly later, but I'll have to make some adjustments to my weekly for the future, and probably a few other things just to make sure everything fits well. So what I was saying about the inspiration from Annie and what else my other goals for this journal are. I guess I should talk about some of them when I'm setting it up, but in general, I'm planning that this journal will only last me 3 months, which is a significantly shorter time period than a journal normally lasts me for. And that's because I intend to spend a lot of time reflecting and sorting things out. I am approaching my Saturn return and just really want to sort out where I am and where and who I want to be. Put a little more focus and pressure on that for the next few months. I never thought I would be saying this, but I like who I'm becoming, which is great and exciting. But I like who I'm becoming, and I want to honor her and give her some focus for the next little while. So yeah, I will be adding a list of questions at some point that I'll kind of just be going through for the next few Sabbats. So this is my same tracker, a little more condensed, and I did try to squeeze my goals on the same page. So I have my tarot information there, then my mood. I had the reading, exercise, Duolingo, and then that single column there for relationship information. And like last month, I will color code that, similar to how I do my moods. After the fact, I did actually go in and use the space between mood and reading, and added in a blob of black to track Inktober, because I have decided to do that again this year, and specifically within my bullet journal is my goal for that. again, I am blocking off the areas that I don't want to mark, and I should have also blocked off the little heart for relationship stuff so that the color could show up, but I missed that. You may have noticed this month I also shifted my tracker so that it and my monthly line up. I didn't realize how much that was going to bother me last month, but not having those on the same line just was frustrating. It was kind of hard to track them both at the same time by doing that. Another thing you may have noticed, I'm using a different pen to set up, using the Uniball Signo. I go back and forth about some of my favorite pens, and Uniball Signo it's just a really enjoyable pen. It's a waterproof pen, which I appreciate. This is in the 7mm size, no, 5mm size, yes, 5mm size. And writing with it, as opposed to the InkJoy 5mm, it's really reminded me how wide the InkJoy 5mm is, and I do enjoy a fine tip. So this tracker and this October spread with my cover are basically all of my October setup other than my first weekly. With this new bullet journal, I'll be doing a cleaning tracker for the whole journal. We'll see how that works, but at least for October, I'm not setting up a monthly tracker as well. And here I am setting up my first weekly, and happily, it worked out okay because I only really wanted to track Monday through Saturday on this, but I did not have enough space to get 7 days across here and my mini calendar with the same size squares I've been using. So I'll have to make some adjustments for next week to figure that out. But overall, this setup has been working really well for me. I love that I can have a list of my meal ideas, but then also sort of tentatively plan them for a day. And I can see what's going on with myself, my spouse, and my family all at once. So right now, it's looking like this is a weekly setup I will be keeping for a little while. Thanks so much for setting up with me. That's my October setup. Bless me.